Now we also had another game come out, which is Marvel's Capcom Infinite. Now, Eli, have you seen anything about this?
Yeah, I was tempted to get it the other day, but I didn't. Yeah.
Okay, you and a whole lot of other people. Okay. But what I did, like I said, I didn't get the game either. But what I did decide to do, because actually this game is the first Marvel's Capcom game that actually has like a full-fledged story mode, with like a 3-hour cutscene, something like that. So it actually has like a lengthy story mode with a whole lot of stuff going on.
Okay.
So that's what Capcom is doing with the game, because they have to step their game up with, with Injustice and Mortal Kombat. Even Tekken has taken their game to a whole nother level. So they're forced to do this stuff now. And I'm sitting here watching the game and I'm like, it's okay. The story mode is like super, super cheesy. Capcom doesn't take their story modes as seriously as these other games do. Like Injustice literally is the best DC movie I've seen in like the last 10 years.
Yeah, that was pretty
7
cool.
years. I put like that 7 years. Because the game was just that good. It's like the Batman v Superman movie that we should have gotten. Like if they would just put that if they just put that on screen, like that movie would have made $1 billion. Easily.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm watching Marvel's Capcom, and I'm watching them fight, and it's so cheesy. The dialogue is bad. The animation looks ugly. The story makes no fucking sense. Like, they team up with Thanos. Like, what the fuck? Like, why did Thanos just kill everybody like as soon as he sees them? No, he teams up with them so they can fight somebody else.
Who teams up? Just they?
Thanos.
Who? Like
Thanos.
Thanos teams up with who?
Like, the good guys.
Okay.
Right. Like, yeah, like Ultron does something. Like Ultron is there, he kidnaps Thanos for his own purposes. The heroes.
Thanos gets kidnapped by Ultron.
Right. You just see you make it sound even stupider when I say it out loud. So that's the type of story we have here. I don't know what else to say. It's just it was cheesy. It had its moments like that, but the story was like so like what the fuck is going on? Like Marvel's Capcom. And here's the reason I'm not gonna get the game. Now the thing is, like, if you buying a fighting game for the story mode, you're doing it wrong. You don't buy a fighting game for story mode, because the story mode is really just after the fact. You buy the game for the fighting.
Yeah.
Now, and for the characters and things like that. Now, I'm not gonna support Marvel's Capcom because I feel like for a fact they are, half-assing this game compared to the games we had before. It has less character than Marvel's Capcom 3. It has less players on screen than Marvel's Capcom 3. You have DLC already planned out in advance with characters that I'd rather play with than this bullshit that they threw in the game to begin with. Like, for instance, there are no X-Men characters. Like, how you not gonna have Wolverine in Marvel's Capcom movie? That's like,
what the fuck? Yeah, okay,
that's a deal breaker.
I'm not getting it.
That is a deal breaker. No Deadpool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're like, but remember I said that. I said it when the game was. Now I'm like, watch, they're not gonna have these guys in there, and they're not in there, and they're not even gonna be announced in there. There's no Fan 64 in the game. They sucked anyway. There's no Doctor Doom,
but no Deadpool. Like, seriously?
No
after
Deadpool.
After that fucking movie, you're not gonna.
Exactly. Deadpool was one of my favorite characters on the last game. No Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom was my favorite character in the other Marvel's Capcom game. Foot dive. That shit was so fucking awesome, man. And now you telling me I can't play this in this game? Like, come on, man. I can't. I see Capcom is cutting corners and half-assing these games, and you got 2 players instead of 3 players, and they simplified the controls. And I'm not gonna support this. I'm not gonna support this shit when you have other games that have, that at a less price, with more characters in them, with better gameplay mechanics, with better graphics, with a better story mode. I can't support this bullshit they're doing, especially with Injustice just came out a few months ago, destroying Marvel's Capcom, Tekken destroying Marvel's Capcom, and then, Eli, have you seen the Dragon Ball FighterZ game?
I've seen clips of it, yeah. My kid's a big, huge DBZ fan, and he wants to get, yeah.
Well, I'm a DBZ fan too, so me and your kid gonna play the fuck out that game. So. I saw this shit, I'm like, yes, I can't support Marvel's Capcom and then look at, these other fighting games support it. I can't do it, so I'm protesting, if you want to call it that. I'm boycotting Marvel's Capcom.
Yeah, that just sounds shitty. I mean, yeah, Wolverine was one of my favorite characters on.
Right. This is the first game, first Marvel's Capcom game he's not going to be in.
From the get-go. I mean, even when it was up, before he was like when it was in the arcade. You know?
That's what I'm saying. He was in all those games. Like,
yeah.
if no other player was in the game, he was in there.
Yeah. Like, what the hell?
Like, and then they have Black Panther as downloadable content to be announced later on. That's what did it for me. I'm like, no, fuck this game. Fuck this game. He's in the cinematic, story mode. Like, you see him. Can't play him.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, fuck this shit, man. I can't support this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Now that I think about it, I had to buy, part 3 twice because there was the first one, and then they released the second one and had Ghost Rider and all those. I was like, really? I had to go buy it twice so I could play Ghost Rider.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I didn't buy the game when it first came around. I was gonna wait till it go down in price. Then when they released the new game, I'm like, well, I'll just go buy that one. So I can see why people were pissed about that,